for supporting me on Patreon. It means so much to me. Hey, welcome back, or welcome if you are new to my channel. I am finally back making another 40,000 Codex video. It's been a couple of weeks ago since I had the energy to make another Warhammer video. And this time we are going through the Codex for Deathwatch. This is a little bit of a thinner Codex, which is good. I am still not completely well from catching the flu, and it's been a very long time now. Unfortunately, this is the last Codex in my collection for now. I have been having a lot of issues with YouTube and my RPM, so I am not getting enough money from ad revenue to make a lot of big purchases right now. So if you want to continue supporting me, please check out my Patreon. For $5 a month you will get one exclusive ASMR video every week over on Patreon. So that's the best way you can support me if you want to keep seeing this kind of content. But I hope you will enjoy this Deathwatch Codex ASMR walkthrough. Please sit back and relax, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you. I sincerely hope that the glaring is not too bad. This autumn sun can be quite harsh with my current setup, and I have been sharing on my Patreon where I make weekly exclusive content once a week for only $5. I've been sharing a more personal side of my life. So this will actually be the last week content with this current setup and the sun. I am moving next week. I'm getting the keys to an apartment that I bought, and I'm planning to do some more IRL ASMR content, some renovations, and just showing around. So it will be quite busy, my real life, my plans and so on, and I will be very happy to share that with you. But here it is, the last current Codex in my collection, the Warhammer 40,000 Codex Adeptus Astartes for the Deathwatch. Suffer not the alien to live. The battle brothers of the Deathwatch are the foremost Xenox hunters in the Imperium. They are a black-clad brotherhood of noble warriors bound by ancient oaths to defend mankind from the alien, no matter its form, handpicked from the breath of the Adeptus Astartes for their expertise in the slaughter of Xenos threats. Each of those who have joined the long vigil is a hero, tempered in the furnace of conflict and girded in battle with an arsenal of specialist weaponry. When the watch companies of the Deathwatch go to war en masse, there is no alien in the expanse of the galaxy that they cannot overcome. Some really beautiful art inside. Deathwatch, slayers of the alien horde. produced by Games Workshop in Nottingham. This is the edition from 2016, so it's also an older codex. Contents: the Deathwatch, the Hunters of the Alien, Forces of the Deathwatch, and Appendix. In here we can see my favorite, the Tyranids. I love them. The Deathwatch. The air fills with the roar of the alien. This galactic beast screams in 100,000 voices, some guttural, some shrill, plaguing the ear with its inhuman cadences. It surges forward, blackening the lands with its filth. The alien cares not for order nor for harmony. It desires only destruction and the theft of mankind's rightful realm. Yet it shall be broken and cast into dust. Before this hated nemesis stands the thin black line of the Deathwatch. These warriors form the shield that slays, a noble brotherhood of paragons whose might is sufficient to hurl back 100 invasions and still not seek rest. They are a vigilant few, the watchmen in the void, whose starborn fortresses stand guard against the terrors unimaginable. Between them they will keep the light of the Imperium burning until the stars themselves go out. Such a shame that the text is so small a lot of the times in these books. Wonderful art, beautiful. The Long Vigil. The Imperium is beset on all sides. From the loathsome scourge of chaos, a threat so insidious it hides beneath the mask of humanity itself. No world is safe. But whilst the enemy within gnaws at the foundations of civilization, the galaxy-wide threat of the alien assails its walls from without. All too often these dangers batter at the gates of the Emperor's rightful domain with terrifying force, threatening to smash down his defenses to conquer, subjugate or devour vast swaths of imperial space. The Ordo Xenox. The Ordo Xenox is the arm of the Inquisition tasked with defeating the alien in all its forms, and as such it is constant amongst the Deathwatch foremost allies. The two organizations frequently work side by side, both on the battlefield and in the strategium. There have been times where a Watch Fortress's commander has been not a Space Marine but a Lord Inquisitor, and conversely, time when the Strodic forces of the Inquisition have been led by a battle brother of the Deathwatch. A brotherhood of heroes. It is considered a great honor to join the Deathwatch, for in many ways they are a level above their kinsmen. The elite of the elite, used as the Adeptus Astartes, are required only from the most promising warriors of all mankind. The chapter is formed from only the most talented and lethal of proven battle brothers. This makes it a force truly like no other. The Deathwatch is organized into small elite companies, much in the style of a Space Marine chapter. Its numbers are not recruited from a single homeworld, however, nor from a trusted source, planets rich in quality genetic stock. Instead, the organization is comprised of Space Marines from chapters that have pledged to tithe a portion of their strength to the endless war against the aliens. Its ranks numbers only heroes, and each of them has already proven himself an expert alien hunter even before his training as a Deathwatch operative began. black shields. There are those in the ranks of the Deathwatch whose path to the Watch Fortress gates is walked in shadow, known as Black Shields. These mysterious warriors do not divulge the true name, nor do they bear the heraldry of their chapter. Any icons, colors, and scripts that would identify them have long been scorned from their armor, and they gladly don the somber colors of the Deathwatch. The tools of the alien hunter. The tools of the alien hunter. The greatness that runs in the veins of a Deathwatch Space Marine is an echo of his Primarch godlike power. The supernatural strength and toughness of his genetic legacy are potent indeed, but these are far from his only weapons. Each warrior is given free rein of his fortress armory and chooses the tools of war most suited to his combat style. The finest war gear of the Imperium can provide lines, the reliquaries of each watch fortress, though many of these artifacts are the work of Adeptus Mechanicus, not even the tech priest of the machine cult known their true number. The act of innovation is tantamount to a heresy in the rest of the Imperium, but it is not forbidden within the Deathwatch chapter. Just as with all Adeptus Astartes, the bolter is a sacred weapon to the Deathwatch. Those born by the kill teams are the best of their kind, thrice blessed before every engagement and possessed of fearsome machine spirits attuned to the bearer's war style. They are commonly fitted as auspicious scopes, lumen suppressors, lasers, judgment clips, and more adjustments besides. We have the Hellfire Round, Dragonfire Bolt, Kraken Bolt, and Vengeance Round. Some more of the maps. In the middle we have the Segmentum Solar, Segmentum Pacificus, Segmentum Obscurus, the Veiled Region, the Maelstrom, Ultima Segment. The Heraldry of the Unearthed. The stations of the Deathwatch are many, and neither the Inquisition nor the Watch Commanders themselves know of them all. Some are only a few centuries old, form in response of emergent Xenos threats. Others have legends that span millennia, their oath and vigilance and ancient heraldry borne upon proud standards in their sanctum bellicus. So you have the Talsa Prime, the Prefix Venaturis, the Onyx Patrol, the Ghoul Stars, Furor Shield, the Eye of Damocles. The structure of the shield. Almost every Deathwatch base in the Imperium has the same core structure. The Watch Commander, usually a Watch Master, is attended by a strategium staff of librarians, chaplains and dreadnoughts, whilst his tech marines are entrusted with rule of the armory and his watch captains with the leadership of 4 large independent guild teams. So we have the strategium, Watch Commander, Armory, Watch Company Primus, Watch Company Secundus, Watch Company 30th, Watch Company Quartus, Watch Company Quintus. Watch Fortress Talasa Prime. Talasa Prime, the archetypal training world for the Deathwatch. In Ultima Segmentum, maintain an Aquila pattern watch fortress in addition to those enough attendants watch stations. It has a wide It has a wide variety of kill teams, each tested against those races that would encroach upon the Ultramar's borders. So we have the Watch Commander, Librarian, Reclusiasm, and Ancient. Classified. Watch Company Primus, Watch Company Secundus, Watch Company Thirtius, Watch Company Quartus, Watch Company Quintus. The ties that bind. Each kill team is selected with the utmost care. The archives of the Deathwatch detail every member's history, the oath he has sworn, his areas of expertise, the races he has engaged, and any quirks or flaws he might have. The team leaders will delve long into these records before each mission, for his choices can be the difference between victory and death. The strike well aimed. Over the course of the Imperium's history, the Deathwatch kill teams have worked miraculously feats of arms. They have stymied alien invasions, cleansed infested space fleets, and even hunted the descendants of hostile planets to extinction. In the process, some nearly became specialized in the persecution of a particular type of enemy. The Oath-Sworn Tithe. Hundreds of chapters have taken the sacred oath to tithe their warriors to the Deathwatch in times of need, and only one of them have been found wanting, its honor forever tarnished. Amongst those that have stayed true to those Deathwatch has come to rely on, several ancient and storied first founding chapters among them. We have the Blood Angels, Raven Guard, Salamanders, Space Wolves, Imperial Fist, Crimson Fist, Howling Griffins, Flesh Tearers, Silver Skulls, Ultramarines, Mentors, Brazen Claws, Nova Marines, Knights of the Raven, Mortifactors, Dark Angels, Minotaurs, White Scars, Iron Hand, Black Templar. Brothers of the Deathwatch. No ordinary chapter is the Deathwatch. Each of its kill teams draw on a fusion of warriors skilled upon the deadliest worlds of the galaxy. For though are all united by jet black and silver armor, their pauldrons bear icons from hundreds of different chapters. Their iron-willed sons of Pharaoh's Monus fight so shoulder to shoulder with the lion's noble descendants. Their tactical acuity and tight fire discipline felling threat after threat with superhuman precision. Bane of the Aliens. The Deathwatch function as a sleek military machine. Each watch company is a versatile fighting unit, as are the kill teams that make them up, and ultimately the individual warriors within them in turn. When battle erupts, they go about their missions with such equity and efficiency that even the master strategists of the other chapters take note. The Vigil of Aeons. Since the Deathwatch inceptions in Millennia 32, there have been periods when the Imperium dared to believe it was holding the Xenox menace at bay. By dint of countless martyrdoms, this hidden order has kept the segmentum of the Empire's domain safe until now. The time of ending has exposed how thin a line lies between the present and the alien apocalypse feared by all mankind. And all the big happenings of the lore. war upon the brink, at the 41st millennium draws to a close. The shield of the Deathwatch has been shaken, shivered, and brought to the edge of destruction. Never before have so many threats to the fabric of mankind's realm risen up at one time. Never before have so many powerful Xenox races sought to take the galaxy for their own. Watchmasters. Watchmasters are the foremost Xenox hunters in the galaxy. They are counted as heroes even amongst the highest echelons of the Adeptus Astartes. For these men have tested their mettle against 100 species of aliens and emerged triumphant. Watch captains. Where the watchmasters are the masterminds of their order, watch captains are its fiery swords. These heroes of the Imperium led the Deathwatch into the thick of the fight, binding their kill teams together into armies of black-clad killers whose missions is the systematic annihilation of the enemy force. Chaplains and librarians. Deathwatch kill teams are often led to battle by warriors whose spiritual or physical might gives them an extra edge. Absolute faith, when coupled with the Space Marine's superhuman physique, can achieve a nigh impossible. For Psyker, meanwhile, the miraculous is commonplace, with the laws of reality but another weapon to be wielded. Veterans. Deathwatch veterans are amongst the finest space marines of the Imperium. Their skill at arms has been honed in decades of grueling warfare, and further refined over the course of their long vigil. They draw experience from hundreds of chapters, if not from those who swore the oath of allegiance at the time of the Deathwatch inception, then from those that have sworn it since. Together, the breed of alien have encountered a number in the millions. Though the Imperium teeters on the edge of disaster, ever at risk of collapsing under its own weight, the Deathwatch veterans remain unbowed, even in the face of a war they can never truly win. Vanguard veterans. The veteran assault machines sent to the Deathwatch are melee experts beyond compare. Many have put down looming alien monstrosities with no more than a combat knife and gut instinct. Once seconded to Watch Fortress, these killers are armed with a profusion of weaponry and equipped with comprehensive knowledge of alien autonomies that makes them hideously effective. Whereas a marksman of the Strength God has to anticipate his target's movement and make the killing shot, the Vanguard face the Xenox beast face to face, and more often than not their blades find their mark with unerring precision. Bikers. Where the Vanguard veteran represents the pinpoint application of force, the Deathwatch biker is a nigh unstoppable battering ram, a veteran battle brother at full sprint. A veteran battle brother at full sprint can break limbs with the weight of his charge, but one hurling upon the dense tonnage of a space marine bike can blow through an entire battle line, guns blazing and chainsaw jammering until the dozens lie slain in his way. Terminators. The Deathwatch Terminator is a black-clad angel of death. He stomps to the battle beckoned in the finest armor type he ever created by mankind. Though the Centurion war suit may be heavier in construction, and the dreadnought proves a walking bulwark of adamantium to protect the fallen hero within. Terminator armor carries a mysterious blessing that sometimes sees the wearer walk unscathed from attacks and out to have completely obliterated him. Dreadnoughts. All too often the bloodlust of the aliens claims the lives of those who would oppose it. On those occasions when a proven hero is wounded unto death's door, the threshold from which even the most gifted apothecary cannot pull him back, he will be given a choice: die in honor with his oath fulfilled, or serve on forever incinerated. That is a hard word. In the sarcophagus of a dreadnought. Transports. The Deathwatch makes use of shock deployment methods to penetrate the layers of the Xenox. Though they have access to those same tanks and transports used by their component chapters, they rely on certain vehicles above all others. A common vector of attack is a vertical invasion by drop pod. These 10-man transports are launched at bone-shaking velocity from orbiting strike cruisers to burn through down the atmosphere, and, with a roar of retro thrusters, slam down into the midst of the enemy. Corvus Black Stars. The Corvus Black Star is a sleek and deadly aircraft, much prized by watch fortresses across the galaxy. Like a knife slipping in between the ribs of a colossus, the Black Star penetrates the outer defenses of the alien host to strike directly at its heart. Knights of the Long Vigil. The veterans of the Deathwatch are united in their armor of black and silver, though their pauldrons portray hundreds of heraldry colors and designs. The war gear they carry to battle is exceptional, each battle brother selecting the combination of offensive weaponry with which he is the most proficient. Added to their panoply of war are the markings of their watch companies and the sigils of the Deathwatch itself. And here we have a little information part. A veteran who has been part of the Lone Vigil is permitted to wear the silver pauldron of the Deathwatch should he survive to rejoin his chapter and take up its heraldry colors once more. I really love this mismatched. I've been watching and getting into Space Marine 2, the game, and a lot of people have combined armor. So I guess they were a part of the Deathwatch. I really love making this Warhammer content. It is so amazing delving into a completely other universe. Here we can see this beautiful red and blue color of the Tyranids against the Deathwatch. Hunters of the Alien. Though the Deathwatch have always worn somber black and silver, splashes of color appear amongst their ranks, for they keep their original chapters livery upon their pauldrons. Arrayed for battle with mighty war engines in support, they are an inspiring sight for their allies, and doom given flesh for the Xenox army they fight across the galaxy. I would seriously love making photography like this. I once had someone commenting, was it here on YouTube or on my Patreon, about buying like anime figurines and toys for photographing, and I think that is so cool. I would really love that kind of hobby. I bought a while ago a couple of I bought some Space Marines and Necrons to start painting and like practice paint on. I found them second hand, like really shoddy built together, but it's gonna be so fun. I really want to get into practice painting because I really want a Tyranid armor. I really want a Tyranid army for myself. I really enjoy Tyranids and the Zerglings from StarCraft 2, that kind of stuff. I really love that animalistic hive mind. Some of the heavy metal. But all of this, like, I've been getting into the scenery parts where people are making just bases, beautiful bases with a lot of details and buildings for these big battles. Here we can see the Deathwatch against some orcs. Wow. Forces of the Deathwatch. The following section details background and rule information that describes the forces used by the Deathwatch, their warriors, the vehicles, and the characters that lead them to battle. This section will enable you to forge your collection of Deathwatch miniatures into an army ready to fight battles in your games of Warhammer 40,000. Some datasheets. Watchmaster. On the battlefield, the secretive Watchmasters are revealed as might conquerors and leaders beyond compare. They swiftly assess the unclean hordes of the enemy, picking out weaknesses and opportunities with the unerring skill of the Hunter Supreme. With a series of calm and clipped orders, they exploit each opening, tactically dispatching their kill teams to see if we're divided and ultimately conquer beyond doubt. Watch captains. Watch captains lead by example, shouting orders and tactical imperatives as they charge, heading into the fray. Perfectionist and viciously efficient, these born leaders are entrusted with the persecution of vital missions that see the Imperium defended and its enemies laid low. I have a really hard time reading this very small text when it's in cursive. The chaplain. Roaring praise to the Emperor, the chaplain exploits the Space Marines around him to ever greater acts of heroism. Librarian. The Librarian is the rarest of Space Marines, one whose psyche is a more potent tool than the artifact weapon he bears to war. Veterans. It says much about the Deathwatch that its line infantry are veteran Space Marine, each a one-man army capable of purging a Xenox nest by himself. Terminators. Those Deathwatch veterans who fight in Terminator armor are inspiring symbols of the Imperium's might. Their ancient war gear gives them power comparable to that of a walking tank. So precious are these suits that the Deathwatch will never abandon them. The Dreadnought. When the indomitable walkers known as Dreadwatch go to war, the battlefield shakes at their tread. Invulnerable Dreadnought. Stomping forward with a whir of ceromotus and a hiss of pistons, the vulnerable dreadnoughts of the Deathwatch chapter are always on the hunt for the largest Xenox bioforms in the enemy horde. Some of the Vanguard veterans and the bikers. are back. It's a shame this older edition had this really small text because it's not coming out the way I want it. I can't read it, I can't see it, I'm still wearing my glasses. The drop pot and the Corvus Black Star. Land Raider and the Land Raider Redeemer. We also have a Land Raider Crusader and Aquila Kill Team. The Furor Kill Team, Venator Kill Team. Dominator's Kill Team, Malleus Kill Team. Burgadus Kill Team and the Stratagem Command Team. Watch Company and Corvus Dropship Wing. Some fantastic, beautiful art of the Tyranids. Very beautiful. I think my favorite color of the Tyranids is the, what's it called, Jormungandr High Fleet. You know, the blue, not the blue, you know, the yellow and black one. It's a very uncommon High Fleet, but I think they look like very sweet bumblebees. I am a bit wicked. And the appendix. This section of the book details many of the rules for using an army of Deathwatch Space Marines in your games of Warhammer 40,000, including the unique warlord traits, war gear and tactical objectives. Okay, so just more. And again. This was a little bit of a shorter Warhammer content codex supplement, I guess, that delves a bit deeper into their specific lore and how to play them, especially in their kill team state. I really had a blessing doing this video. It will be a while until I make some more Warhammer content, at least with the codexes I have. I've been struggling a bit here on YouTube. My RPM is really low for the views I do make, but I'm happy to have a growing channel and a viewer base that enjoy what I do. If you're interested in supporting me, feel free to check out my Patreon, where you will get one exclusive ASMR video every week for only $5 a month. That is the main way of supporting me if you are interested. I am looking into getting more codexes. I have some other pamphlet for the Warhammer 40,000 games that I will make some content on in the near future. But now I will be quite busy with moving, getting the new setup, sorting out internet connection and all of that. So please subscribe to my channel, leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed this video, and hang on until next week, where I will show you a little sneak peek of my apartment. Thank you guys so much for watching this video.